right now I'm going to spend some time planting marigolds. So a little bit of nostalgia here for me. Growing up, my mom had an entire sidewalk row of marigolds growing since I was probably 6 years old. We moved, she grew a bigger row of them. We raised butterflies, we put butterflies on them, many butterflies showed up, all kinds of different critters, marigolds, praying mantises, walking sticks, all kinds of things that were found in the little biosphere of marigolds. So I have a little bit of nostalgia. They aren't necessarily my favorite flower, but they are one of my favorite flowers to plant. They are very hardy, they're very easy to plant, they're easy to harvest. The seed pods just dry out and you can pop out the seeds, you save them for next year. So marigolds are really nice. Some of the reasons you might plant a marigold, they're hardy. I planted mine last year in May, early May, maybe earlier than today, but they lasted right up into October. I think it was like November that a killer frost came around and just pretty much killed them all. So they're very hardy. I've seen them planted in really nice soil, I've seen them planted in rocky clay soil, and I have seen them planted in really sandy, nutritionless soil, and they seem to survive. They do really well in rainy seasons. Last year we had all that rain and they just grew, and they seem to ignore the fact that everything else was drowning, and they seem to love it. And I've seen them in years where it's hardly rained and they hardly get any water, and they put down some good roots and they just soak up the water as they can. So they're really great. They also have some bug chasing properties. So many bugs don't like them. They have a certain scent to them. So that's one thing. Many people will plant them right around their flower beds, and this will help to keep some of the critters away. They can also be sacrificial flowers. There are some critters that will like to eat them, so they can act as sacrificial flowers as well. So there's a lot of great properties to a marigold. And then also, I guess the last is just they're beautiful. They produce a lot of flowers. You can get different varieties. I've had yellow ones and orange ones, or ones that are variegated in various colors. So they have some really nice, not necessarily brilliant, but they are very nice. They're very nice generalized orange, yellows, things like that. So they make a nice color. And then you can plant them fairly dense. Some of the instructions that I read say, plant them 8 inches apart, 12 inches apart. And I'm like, yeah, no, you just plant them, you just sprinkle them in, and you just let them all grow up, and they create a dense pack of gorgeous, beautiful flowers. So what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to prep the bed here. I thought I had some actually growing up from last year, and I discovered that there was just clover. It makes me very sad. So I'm just going to pop some of the stuff up here. I've got some of my chocolate mint that's kind of in the way, and I'm going to remove some of that. I'll prep the bed, and then I'll show you after that. I'll show you what I'm going to plant. Alright, so I'm in a little patch here. That's my marigold patch. I devote just marigolds. Last year we grew several different forms of marigolds. A giant marigold, a regular marigold. We grew one that was like all orange, and then we grew like a miniature one. So I thought it would be fun this year to kind of create a combo of them. As I said, since they grow fairly dense, I can get a couple rows just in this small space here, and I'm just going to grow kind of in a tiered format. So we're going to start with the giant marigold. There we go. So, as I said before, marigolds are fairly simple to harvest, and they're very plentiful. So last year I had multiple of these seed containers that I created, and I gave them away. Gave some to my daughter. I gave some to a coworker. All that kind of stuff, so they can plant in their own spaces. So yeah, they can definitely be a gift that keeps on giving. So I'm going to start with the giant, and then we'll work up from there. Alright, so I tried to be fairly sparse with them. The giant marigolds are very large. The plants come up very large. The flowers come very large. So I just kind of keep them fairly sparse there. But as I said before, marigolds don't necessarily need to be super spaced in order to get some gorgeous, beautiful flowers. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to throw in the regular marigolds. These are the ones that are just kind of a red, orange, yellow, rust red type color. They come in different varieties and forms and names. These might be called French marigold or something like that. Just going to create a groove, just like before. I actually have a piece of the foundation here, so this is going to be interesting. Alright, I'm going to try a row of the marigold orange. These were fairly close to the same size as the other ones, but the flowers sometimes came out a little smaller. But I'm just going to do it just because it's a nice color. So what I've noticed with these is a lot of them look like maybe they've been hit by some mildew or something. These weren't as dry as I thought they were at first. So I guess we're going to see if any of them actually survived or not. Some of them did look like they were still fairly mildew free. So we'll find out. Here comes the minis. Well, that's it now for the marigolds. I'll give them a watering, and then we'll see which ones came out great and which ones don't.
Please like, subscribe, and share our videos. Thank you for watching.